Hi, hello. In this video, I'm going to demo two presets that I made for the Fractal Audio FM9. They're very rough. It's my first stab at them. I believe they're kind of close to Metallica's Black Album rhythm tone, but not quite there. The only reason why I'm doing this is because I don't want to pay money to do chop tones or get another IR, those from ML Lab or Yoke Audio with a cost bomb. So yeah, and also the fact that the ones that are on Exchange did not quite hit the mark for me. I really took inspiration from who was it? Just Max's 234's What If Halo on Fire was on the Black Album as inspiration. I've linked the video in the description as well. Yeah, so there are tons and tons of videos and articles out there that are tackle the topic of the tone and the Black Metallica album. There are some videos on YouTube, say from David Webb, Nicole, Celeste Bigelis, or JAMY TATFIELD, as well as some people who provide tricks and stuff from like Paul Bradshaw and Leon Todd for the Fractal Audio. So I used their tips for this preset. Oh yeah, and the IR I use is from BGLA, JAMY TATFIELD's channel, who also has tons of videos on Metallica. So the IR is from him. It's called the Black Album IR. It's really good. I will leave a link in the description for JAMY TATFIELD's custom IR for the Black Album too. He's got plenty more for all the other albums of Metallica. Anyway, for both presets I've used the Mesa Boogie Mark II C++ amp on the amp block. These are paired with the Black Album IR from JAMY TATFIELD. For the two C++ settings, after experimenting a bit and taking tips from David Webb, Nico, Celeste, as well as Fractal Audio tips from Paul Bradshaw and Leon Todd, I've set them bass and mids to around between 0 and 1.7-ish maybe, treble to around slightly above 7 for the treble, presence at 7, gain at around 8, and overdrive around 9. You may wish to dial this in a little bit. In the preamp sections, I've engaged a boost. It's a neutral boost, and in the speaker settings, I chose a low box LB-2 UK, which was recommended by Leonted, and I agree, it's quite good. Finally, I set in the amp block the output EQ to the famous V shape using the 5-band EQ. You may wish to play around with that to get to whatever feels good for you. There is a double tracking pitch block effect from which I lifted off Cooper Carter's John Petrucci preset. This really adds some girth, I think. There is no drive block or reverb block. I'm still working on that. But anyway, yeah, this is the bare bones. For the second preset, it's all the same as preset 1, except that I added a CAE preamp, which I think James or Kirk used. So the settings for the CA preamp is the bass at noon, mids at slightly under 1, treble at noon, and presence dialed down to a little bit 3, depth is at 2.5. You may wish to play around with that. I don't know who used the CA preamp, whether it was Kirk or James, but yeah, I thought it adds a little bit more. Okay, so here's the tone test. So the first one is just with the Mesa Boogie Mark II C++. And the second one is with the CAE preamp added on top. So with the two presets, the tone is pretty much there, 60%. Still some tweaks needed, perhaps with the use of an overdrive at the front, or even the use of an EQ in that might help. Preset was made by using a SPLTD EC1000 with the EMG AT1 bridge pickup. If you have different pickups, it may require different tweaks. Yeah, and thanks to Jimmy Tatfield for the IR. If you have any feedback, comments on how to improve the tone, not my guitar playing because I know I suck, please leave them in the comments below.